So I'm going to drop that down so you can see on both sides. So leave that over there. That space should be enough. Let's see. One, anytime you do a word problem, the first thing to do is to define a variable. That's where everything has to start. So what should that variable be? Anything that is not known is the variable that you're looking for. Should you always use X? No, use any letter that you want. Call it X, call it W, call it P. As long as you get it right, it really doesn't matter. So 4/5 of a number is negative 48. We want to know what the number is. What is the unknown here? The number. What should we call the number? N? Very good. So I'm going to use uppercase N. Very bold. So N is the number that we are looking for. And that is the unknown quantity. We know something that N satisfies. 4/5 of that number is negative 48. 4/5 would simply mean 4/5 of N would equal to negative 48. And stop and think for a second. Even before we proceed here, do we expect N to be negative or positive? Negative. It has to be, because there is a negative here. So we have 4 times N. Well, 4/5, I want to get rid of it. So what should I multiply by on both sides? 5. Okay, first by 5. Then we divide by 4. Yes. So 4N would be equal to negative 48 times 5. N would equal to negative 48 times 5 divided by 4. And 4 and 48, it'll get cancelled, negative 12 times 5, you get negative 16. Did we get a negative number? Yes, no, maybe. Yes. Any questions? Number 6. Who's from New York? No one? I don't know if that's true. But we all go to the airport here, and sometimes we park. So at New York City's LaGuardia Airport, one parking garage charges 78 for the first 2 days, plus 24 for each day after that. So how many days has a car been parked at this location if the parking charge is 174? So for the first 2 days, it is 78 plus 24 for each day after that. So where should we start? What should the unknown be?
The days.
the days. Very good. X is the number of days, right? And what do we know? The first 2 days plus the number of days and the money for each additional day, correct? I took the unknown, I called it as X. And that would equal to the total amount of 174. Yes, so the amount for the first 2 days is 78. For every additional day, it is 24. Yes. So 24 times X would be equal to 174 and plus 78. And that is our equation now. Good. So 24X would equal to 174 minus 78. Yes. So we will get 96. 174 minus 78 is 96. What is X? X is 96 over 24. Correct. Which would give us 4. Here's the catch. Did the person who owned that car parked it exactly for 4 days or for 6 days? 6 in total, right? This 4 is based on, all of this, and you can see we've included that amount of 78. So if we're looking for only the additional amount, that additional amount is at $96. But in total, 4 days and the initial 2 days, in total, 6 days. Does that make sense? So the total number of days and where does that 2 come from? That 2 is simply the initial 2 days. Are we clear? Okay. So first off, what are the unknowns? We'll start there. The dimensions of the driveway. So what are the dimensions? If you can't visualize, draw it out. I know it is hard to do that. I know it is extra work, but doing it helps. Even my upper class students don't listen to me. When you draw it out, it does help. Rectangle, very poorly drawn. Definitely poorly drawn. So just assume matches. So length, length, width, width. Right. Perimeter, peri means outside. So we're simply adding all the lengths together. So what are the dimensions? The dimensions are the length and W, the width. Perimeter, I'll call it P. If I add all of these, I would get L plus L, 2L, W plus W, 2W. Correct. And now This is 120. 2L plus 2W. We'll just leave it as is. I know we can simplify it, but I'm not going to do it yet. Why? The second bit of information states that the length twice the width. So can I write that? Yes, sure. Twice the width. And not only that, it's 15 feet longer than twice the width. So it is an additional 15 feet longer than 2W. So plus 15. Correct. Now I look at that. I have a 2W here. I have a 2W there. There are multiple ways to solve this problem. I'm taking this approach. So I know 2W would equal to L minus 15. Do we agree? I'm going to take 2W equals L minus 15 and plug it in the perimeter equation. So 120 feet, which is the perimeter, would equal to 2L. 2W is L minus 15. Move the number to the other side. Negative 15, when it moves over, it becomes positive 15. 2L plus L is 3L. 120 plus 15 is 135. If 135 is equal to 3 times L, L is 135 over 3, which is simply 45. Good. Now, how do we find the width? Any thoughts?
You plug it back into the second equation that you wrote.
Should we only look at the second, or either would work?
Either is fine.
Either would work. So we found the length. So length is connected to the width. So you could take this value, plug it back either in this equation or in that equation. To me, that equation looks easy. How about you? So that is the easier one. So I'm going to take that and plug it in for L. So 2W would equal to 45 minus 15. So W would equal, 2W equal to 30, which would mean W is 15 feet. You can always verify your answer. How? Take all these numbers and write them down here. So 45 length, 45 length, 15 width, 15 width. Add them all together. What do you get? 120. Does it match up? So you have the correct answer. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, good place to stop. Have a good day. If you have questions, let me know.